I wouldn't go into any. This is a real leader, folks. That's what you want. Gutless, panic-struck guy named Joe Biden.
I wouldn't go anywhere in confined places
correct.
now.
You certainly wouldn't. I thought it was a joke when he said it. I remember I was headed to the airport right after that, right after he said it. The weakness of the West today is mind-boggling to me, just mind-boggling. You know, I got to tell you, I'm quite surprised at Israel not allowing anybody into the country for 2 weeks, or you come in, you go quarantine for 2 weeks. I'm totally. I must admit, I did not expect this from Netanyahu. And I would love to know what Israelis think about it. But it shows you the power of the media. The media control the world. Politicians are puppets. They are clay in the hands of the media. The media shape people's perceptions of life. They tell you there's a blizzard outside. You remember when I was in New York? I wonder how many of you remember that. 2 years ago, I was to give a speech in New York City. On the way, flying from L.A. to New York, on the plane, because I was on the internet, I got an email, your speech is canceled, sorry. I'm flying to New York to a canceled speech because there was a snowstorm. I arrive in New York City. And yes, there's snow. That's correct. There's snow on the ground. I grew up in New York City. There was snow on the ground every winter. Nothing happened. People put chains on their tires or bought snow tires or took the subway, and it didn't mean a thing. I was about to say a damn thing. I won't say it. It didn't mean a thing. Today, so they canceled the speech.
I wouldn't go anywhere in confined places now.
They canceled the speech. They didn't say, they should have said nothing. If people did not want to drive to my speech, it's a free country. Well, it's less free than it was when I was a kid, but it's still relatively free. You can either drive or take an Uber or take a bus or take a subway and walk to the speech, whatever you want to do. They did not allow this option to people. My speech was canceled. I was stuck in New York for 3 days for no reason. How many of you have ever been in a city for no reason? It's a very rare thing in most people's lives. Think about it. Most of you have never been somewhere for no reason. I've had that twice. Both ironically happened in New York. 2 canceled speeches in New York, and I was there for no reason. Oh, no, wasn't. The first time. I remember the first time. The first time. The woman who played the role that the living martyr now plays in my life, a wonderful, wonderful woman who is now in the U.S. Navy, and she worked for me for years, and I went to New York because she told me how to speech in New York. While I was walking on a street in Manhattan, I remember it vividly. I got a text. It's pre-texting. I got a beep. Got a beep from her. And carrier pigeon, no, that was the earlier person before her. And the message was, I'll never forget it. Are you ready? It's next week. That was the message. And I thought, it can't mean what I think it means. Oh. Exactly. But it did mean what I thought it meant. I was in New York the wrong week. So I've had 2 New York experiences of being there for no reason. Anyway, people panic. And the media, of course, they lead people by the nose. Oh, blizzard. Oh, snowstorm. I wrote about this in my book of essays, Think a Second Time, about that people trust the media more than their own eyes. You going to believe me or your lying eyes? Remember that famous scene where the guy's caught in bed with another woman? Right? Oh, nothing happened. You going to believe me or your lying eyes? Okay. I'm getting a message here. No young people will know what you're talking about when I say beeped. All right, young people, prior to texting, you would wear a little thing, on your belt, or I guess keep in your purse if you didn't have a belt, and a message would come in. You'd get a beep. It's called a beeper because it gave you beeps. And then you'd press a button, and some message would come up, call so-and-so, or some little message. Pager. Yeah, that's right, pager. Correct. Thank you. Thank you. All right, now that you all know, we're back. I find the reaction to the virus more depressing than the virus. But if I turn out right, nobody will pay a price. That's the amazing thing. Not the media, not the politicians.
Well, who are you going to believe, me or your own eyes?
The Dennis Prager Show, live from the Relief Factor Pain-Free Studio.